Okay, good morning people. Although I almost never do travel or destination videos, we're in St. Pierre of Martinique. I'll show you on the map. It's a very interesting place with an interesting history. So I just finished running the water maker, I did my laundry, we're ready to go to shore. We have to check out of Martinique anyways, and there's a museum here that I find extremely interesting. I'm going to bring you guys along just for fun. We're in the north end of Martinique, and this hidden in the clouds is actually a volcano, and down below is the city of St. Pierre. About 100 years ago, that volcano erupted and killed like 18,000 people in the town and the valleys because it erupted so suddenly. We're going to go to shore and explore the museum and learn about the one guy that survived in a prison cell. The only survivor of the volcanic eruption that they found. Let's go have a look. Well, apparently the Customs and Immigration computer is no longer in the old building behind us where it used to be 2 years ago. Things have changed. We have to go down the road and find the Restaurant Alsace, or something like this. So let's go find it. Apparently the Customs and Immigration computer has moved to this burger joint.
The guy says computer is in restaurant.
Bonjour. Oh goodness, do I ever love the French system. It's so easy to check in and out. As you guys just saw, the check-in and out procedure in the French islands is amazingly simple. The English islands will make you want to cry. They make it as bureaucratic and complicated as possible. But vive la France, the French don't bother wasting your time. You sit at a computer, you type in your information, takes a few minutes, €2, you're good. No worries whatsoever. That's why you should visit all the French islands. They're the best. There we go. Checkout was a fast, simple, easy, painless affair, and now we go explore St. Pierre. Look, what a beautiful sailboat sitting out in the bay. That's my girl. I just love that boat. You can see the ruins of some of the old buildings that were never rebuilt after the volcano eruption. The cannons of the old fort that used to guard this bay. Found it. Bingo. There we go. Sort of the fun part of exploring. Wander around long enough, eventually you might find something cool. Found it. This is the remains of the huge theater that the French had built here. It was considered the cultural center of the Caribbean. When the volcano erupted in 1902, it leveled the theater and killed everyone in the city except one guy. I absolutely love history, and I find the history of the Caribbean is fascinating. They've got these wonderful plaques, which I'm not going to make you read, but I'm going to read a little bit of this. This is the prison, the site of the lone survivor of the 1902 volcanic eruption. Talking about the prison, it says, the prison, typical of prison architecture in the 19th century, this structure replaced a barrack for the gendarmes. In 1851, it coexisted with another prison, which stood between the court and the entrance to the military hospital behind the present town hall, but which was later closed. These two prisons had replaced an old gaol, which was on the Grand Rue opposite the Rue de Theatre in the second quarter of the 19th century. In the early days of colonization, the St. Pierre Fort at the mouth of the Roxelane River and the first buildings on Martinique soil no doubt served as a prison before the first recorded one was constructed in 1661. No chance was involved when the site of the prison was chosen, bounded on either side by high walls of the theatre and the Boulevard La Grette. It was also close to the imposing barracks of the Northern Infantry. However, only those charged but not yet tried or condemned to a maximum of 1 month's imprisonment were confined there. Cells, corridors, wards, and solitary confinement cells all figure on the plan, which is remarkable for the numerous places where the water could be obtained. Each of the 5 courtyards into which the cells opened has a regular rectangular washing place, and some have 2. This guy, Louis Surpre, was the lone survivor to escape the volcanic eruption. They say that the walls of his prison cell were so thick it's what protected him from the noxious gases and the intense heat. The searchers found his body, found him alive but burned in his cell days later after the eruption. So I'm standing now in the ruins of the old prison, and this behind me is the prison cell where the lone survivor was found. The volcano is that way, and you can see the gigantic wall that his prison cell is backing upon is sort of what protected him from the pyroclastic flow which went over and annihilated everybody in the city. The poor guy was trapped in the prison cell with third-degree burns to his body, but days later the searchers found him alive. Lone survivor of La Soufrière of St. Pierre. I'll take you guys with me. I'm going to go into the museum and explore the deep, rich history of the area. If you ever get the chance to visit St. Pierre in Martinique, the €8 to visit the Volcano Museum is completely worth it. What a fascinating experience.
The commission charged with studying volcanic phenomena on the Montagne de Pelée met yesterday evening, on the 7th of May at Saint-Pierre, at the supplies office chaired by Monsieur Bernard. Having examined the facts successively since the beginning of the eruption, the commission has considered, firstly, that there is nothing abnormal about all the phenomena that have been taking place up to now, and that they are identical to the phenomena observed on all other volcanic eruptions. An example I had arriving this evening may have opportunity to the governor of France to the initiation of any suspended further notice.
Those who witnessed the eruption on the 8th of May 1902 described a deafening explosion followed by a violent squall, a dark cloud of gas and vapor traversed by rolling sheets of lightning, then a deluge of rocks and scalding mud. In a minute, the cloud reached St. Pierre, igniting the town and the ships at anchor offshore. I just stepped out of the museum. Wow, wasn't that amazing? Old cannon on the walls of the old fortress overlooking and protecting the bay. And there's the sexiest sailboat in the whole bay.